I would not take much time, but definitely take this opportunity to explain something about municipal solid waste. Well, once again, I'm Alok Varshney representing Acetel Technologies and our technology partners, BioElectra Group. Now, from the Indian context, the municipal solid waste is the biggest menace in each and every town today. Whether you go to a small town, or whether you are going to a big town, or we are visiting a big city like Delhi, I am sure every one of us is pained to see so much municipal solid waste lying on the roads, uncollected, unsorted, uncleaned. How many people agree? Almost all of us, I think, okay? So, now what is the solution? We must remember that before converting waste to energy, we must be careful as to what waste we are converting to energy, what calorific value we are converting to energy. Are we burning down our resources? If we burn down the available plastic, if we burn down the available metal, if we burn down the electronic waste which is available in the municipal solid waste, how we are going to provide for materials for our future generations? There are rare earth metals available in electronic waste, which are available in very less quantity and only in few countries. So what our future generations are going to do 50 years, 100 years from now? So the answer is how to maximize recycling and reusing the materials or the resources in municipal solid waste that we are generating in our country in such huge proportions. So, answer to this question is obviously, as I said, is technology. And technology is the same technology, the digital technology that we are using for increasing the productivity and efficiencies in our factories. We are converting it. We are redirecting the same technology to solve this problem of recycling and treatment of municipal solid waste. And we are launching this technology in India very soon in the form of a pilot plant. So what this technology is, I will just briefly give you a preview. First of all, this whole process that we are envisaging or envisioning is automatic. And just to give you a very layman's preview, suppose a capacity of 100,000 metric tons a year, or maybe 1 million metric tons of municipal solid waste a year, it kind of goes from one end of the plant, gets cleaned, disinfected, sorted in 10 streams of metals, plastic, glass, fiber, reduced derived fuel, RDF, and biomass, all automatically in a sealed unit with no odor, no emissions outside, and comes clean, properly segregated in the bins, these various resources, which can then be handed over to the recyclers. The very way we do now, but only to 5 to 10% of the extent, done by poor, uneducated kids who are working as sorting people at these municipal solid waste dumping sites. And this technology will also have the opportunity or the capability of converting these huge landfill sites where we have hundreds and thousands of tons of municipal solid waste lying, processing it, recovering whatever resource is there, and taking out the biomass and RDF from there. And then from that RDF and biomass, which has a higher calorific value, it goes into the incineration plant, where this particular fraction can profitably be converted into electricity. So, now there are few things which are going to be beneficial in this particular treatment plant. First is the waste in being sterilized in the first step of the process itself. All the pathogens and bacteria are being killed so that it's not a health challenge for either the soil or the air or the people around it or the colonies which are located near this site or the plant. Then all the microorganisms in the wastes are destroyed first. Almost full elimination of waste deposition in landfills. Now this 1 billion point which I want to mention here is that normally the waste that we generate in our cities, 80 to 90% of it goes into the landfill. One statistic says it is 94% of the municipal solid waste. It's going into the landfills like Ghazipur or Bhavana or similar sites elsewhere in the big cities. It's a big problem. National Green Tribunal has already warned various municipal corporations to not do it anymore, but they have no solution. So this particular solution is going to fully eliminate the landfill to the extent that only 4 to 5% of the municipal solid waste will go to the landfill, which again will be safe for the soil. Then then elimination of the following pollutions from waste: the leachates that contaminate groundwater, then methane emissions from decaying organic fraction, then odors that cause huge social problem. The colonies that are adjacent to Ghazipur near Noida, where I live in Noida, so I pass that site regularly. You know, the property rates are down, and people are suffering for various diseases who are living in a kilometer diameter from that particular area. Then obtained fractions that we are kind of sorting out of this technology. They are clean, dry, and well segregated. Quality of raw materials is better than in advanced separate collection systems. Then one of the obtained fractions is clean and dry biomass, which has multiple potential applications, which will be coming out of the plant, which can be used as a soil improver, or it can be included as a high quality biogas production substrate. It can be used as a clean fuel for incineration, for waste to energy, and then substrate for building materials production. Then this particular thing is such a system where I do not require pre-segregation at all. The segregation has been a failure in our country, where few companies, they had taken up this task of collecting the waste from the households in separate bins. But I personally don't feel even 10, 15 years that is going to be sufficient for our country. So what do we do now? We have a technology which can pick up the waste as it is lying on the road, as it is lying on the soil, totally unsegregated, clean it and segregate it electronically using the sensors, using the data, digital technology. Then we have reduction in number of containers and cars needed for separate collection systems. There are so many dabbas and all those things. Then technology has the full support of local societies due to elimination of unpleasant odor and unpleasant emissions. And the most important thing here is that I would like to end is that unlike incineration, mechanical biological treatment, or segregation processes, all these are old technologies of 1950s, 80s, and 90s. The most advanced technology will enable us to comply with the requirements of circular economy. Now, what is circular economy? A circular economy, as per the Sustainable Development Goal number 19 of the United Nations, it says treating the waste in such a manner that most of it, the recyclable resource, it goes back to where it came from. So we can recycle the maximum of the resource in terms of metal or plastic or other type of rare earths, so that we can have all these resources for our future generations totally nicely preserved, and we can reuse them, and we can be in a true sense, I would call it as a Swachh and Swasth Bharat Abhiyan. Thank you so much.